Today we're doing the last lesson in Module 4, Lesson 33. And the learning goal is for you to take everything you've learned this module and use it to help you as you write your own story problems and also solve story problems. Okay? An example of a story problem is your problem of the day. Good. This question is asking us to figure out how many liters of juice each student will get. Marvin, what's the important information we need in order to solve it?
1/2 liter.
Altogether, she has half a liter of juice, and she's sharing it with
6 students.
So it says also we need to draw a model. So this is her whole container of juice. Does she have the whole liter of juice?
No.
She only has half. So we're going to shade in half, and this is how you draw a model, remember? Okay. Now she wants to split this half into how many equal sized pieces?
6.
6. So we need to split it into 6 pieces. Okay. Each student will get 1 piece out of a whole total of how many pieces? 12. So each student will get 1/12 of a liter. Very good. And this is how you might show it drawing. This is not the only way to show a drawing, however. You could also draw a piece of tape, couldn't you? Let's see how that would look. If you have a piece of tape, and we have half a liter, and you split it into 6 equal pieces, you'd also have to split this side, which she doesn't have, into 6 equal pieces too, right? So then you can show that this is 1 out of 12 pieces. So either of these models will work. Now, once again, this is kind of the breakdown of the different skills we learned this module. And so this is what you'll need to know how to do in order to prepare yourself for the test. So my recommendation would be to go back and look at your different exit tickets and your different learning goals and your math notes and practice the sections that you think you need the most work on. Based on what we did in Part A, how much juice does each student get?
1/12.
Each student is going to get 1/12 of a liter of juice, right? Now, Part 1B says, how many more liters of juice will Miss Hayes need if she wants to give each of the 24 students in her class the same amount of juice? That means that she wants to give 24 students 1/12 of a liter, right? And the question's asking us to figure out how many more liters she's going to need in order to do that. So how can we figure out how much juice she needs altogether? Jonathan? So if I do 24 divided by 1/12, will that tell me how much juice she needs? That's asking me how many 1/12 servings are there inside 12 students. Am I finding out how much juice there is inside the students? No. I want each student, let's draw a tape diagram in order to help us out. Okay? If I want to give one student juice, how much of a liter is that? 1/12. If I want to give 2 students juice, how much do I need altogether? 2/12. If I want to give 3 students juice, how many 12ths do I need altogether? 3/12. If I want to give 4 students juice, how much juice do I need altogether? How much? 4/12. I want to keep doing this until I have enough juice for how many students?
24.
24. So am I dividing or am I making copies?
Copies.
How many copies of the 1/12 do I need to make?
24.
24 copies. So what math equation, Jonathan, try it again. What math equation am I doing?
24 times
Very good. Earlier, Jonathan said 24 divided by 1/12, and now he says 24 times 1/12. Now that we know it needs to be multiplication because we're making copies of the 1/12, if it was something like I have 24 students and I need to chop them up into 1/12 size pieces, how many pieces can I make? Then it would be division and also very disgusting. It's not disgusting, nor is it division. So, can we multiply 24 times 1/12? What do we get? 24 over 12, which is 2. That means that altogether, Miss Hayes needs 2 liters of juice. Is that the answer?
No.
Because the question's asking how many more liters. How much does she already have?
1/2.
If 2 liters is what she needs altogether, how much does she already have? She already has 1/2 of a liter. This is, over here, how much more she needs. So, how can we find out? What math expression can we do? Grishma?
We can subtract 2 liters by 1/2.
So I can subtract from 2 liters 1/2 of a liter to get
1
1.5 liters. So that is the answer. She will need 1.5 more liters. When we read the problem, we can see that the question is asking us to find how many grapefruits he bought. The important information is he spent $14.40 on grapefruits, and one grapefruit costs 80 cents. After we do the R part, what's the next letter that we always need to think about? D, which stands for draw. Let's draw a picture. Okay. This piece of tape here represents all of the money Carlo spent on grapefruits. What should I label it? Okay, $14.40. That's what he spent altogether. Here is one grapefruit. How much did this grapefruit cost? 80 cents. Here's another grapefruit. How much does this grapefruit cost? 80 cents. Do I know how many times I can divide it up? No. That's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find how many times there are. So what math expression then do I need to do? I'm trying to find out how many 80-cent grapefruits can fit into my $14.40. So what math expression would I need to do? Turjo? I'm trying to find out how many of these 80-cent portions can fit into my $14.40 total cost. So it's $14.40 divided by 80 cents. This is a decimal divided by a decimal. I can make my life easier by changing it into a fraction. What fraction will have the same value as $14.40 divided by 80 cents? Taylor? $14.40 over 100 will have the same value as 14. Good. Remember that when we are trying to write a division equation into a fraction, it's always the whole as the numerator and that as the denominator. The divisor is the denominator. I still have decimals though. How can I quote unquote get rid of them? By changing it into a fraction that has the same value but only has whole numbers. Haley? Of one I would like to multiply this by is 100 over 100. I don't want to multiply you by 100 or divide you by 100. Okay, I want to divide and multiply you only by 1. Very good. That's a very easy mistake to make. Okay, so what would be my whole number version of this that's a lot easier to work with? Jaden? Over 80. Very good. Now what do we need to do? We need to use the standard algorithm to divide. So using the standard algorithm, we can see that the quotient would be 18. So therefore, 1,440 over 80 is 18. That means that Carlo bought 18 grapefruits. Don't forget to label your answer. Again, we've seen how we've read the problem, we've drawn a picture, and then we've solved it and written our answer with a label.